The Mindful Life Practice.
Great. Okay. So, welcome back. Move my chair out of the way in case I need it. Just have it here. So we're going to start our practice in a seated meditation. Actually, I'm going to sit a little closer to you guys. I learned this from Hug yesterday when she taught. I realized I don't need to be so far away when I'm just seated. It's nice to be close. So bring your body into a seated shape. It can be crisscross or on your heels, and know that you can also be on a chair if that's more suitable for your knees and your hips. Feel your spine stacking straight up and supporting your head almost like the stem of a flower. And then let your shoulders be easy and soft. Do a little scan of your body. Notice areas of tension. Notice areas with more space. Notice how your mind is at. Then take a moment to come up with an intention. Something that inspired or motivated you to show up on your mat today, show up for this practice. And it could just be, to get a good stretch or to find some balance or to just be present. Take one more round of breath and stillness. And then we're going to stretch into our neck. This is also inspired by Hug's class last night. So drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. And then you can choose what you do with your right hand. You might add it as a little bit of a weight. And then maybe you lengthen your left arm out and play with the angle of your hand. So we did this in Hug's class last night and my neck felt like so much better afterwards. Let's take one more breath. And then just bring your head all the way back up through center. Let it balance on both shoulders and then just feel the difference between your left traps and your right traps. And then we're going to take it the opposite way. So left earlobe drops down. And then maybe you lift the left hand up and add a little bit of an anchor and deepen into this stretch. So there are areas of the body where we carry a lot of our tension, and the traps muscle is one of them. So just try to direct your breath into this part of the body that feels tight. And then come all the way back up. Just let your head balance on both shoulders. And then we're gonna do a couple of rolls. So drop your chin in and then just circle the chin to one side and then back to the next. Taking one more half little circle and then come all the way back. Head back through center. Let's inhale our palms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, take it into a twist. So left palm on right thigh, right fingertips behind the body, gaze over the right shoulder and stay for 3. And stay for 2. And then stay for 1. And then inhale, come all the way back up through center, reach through the arms. And then twist the opposite way. So left palm, right palm, gaze over the shoulder, holding for 3 and 2. And then 1. Inhale your palms all the way up. And then exhale the right palm down, take a breath in, and then exhale all the way over. And then breathe all the way back in. Let's land the left palm and reach the right palm to the opposite side. Let's come all the way back in, reaching your arms up. And then we're just gonna slowly walk into a child's pose, and I'm gonna move back so you can see me. So your knees will be on the mat, toes can be touching together or knees touching as well, and then just sit the hips back and rest the forehead. So child's pose, this is meant to be a resting pose. Please know that you can come back to this shape at any point, and if it's not comforting for you, feel free to take a different shape. That's okay. And then when you breathe in, come all the way back up into a table. And then let's move some cat-cow flows. So as you inhale, you're going to tilt at your pelvis and your belly is going to expand. And then as you exhale, curl the spine and tuck the chin. This is your cat. So keep moving with this rhythm. Something my mom told me this week is that this cat-cow movement has been recommended by her physiotherapist as a really great thing to move your spine when you're working from home. Really great way to help you from like being hunched over, sitting at a desk all day. Just something to mention. Take one more. And then you're gonna let your spine just come back into neutral and then C-curve to one way and gaze over a shoulder. And then come back the opposite way and then C-curve over the left shoulder. Let's keep moving like this. And just take one more. Take a moment to really activate through the palms, spread through the fingers, root down through the knuckles, and then tuck your toes and lift up and back to your first down dog. You can bend one knee and then bend the next. And then come all the way into a neutral. So in this pose, you want to feel that your palms are rooting down and your hips are reaching up. And it's okay to have a slight bend through the knees. Your heels don't need to touch the mat. It's all good. Just take one more breath in the down dog. And then bend through both knees, take a gaze forward, and you're just gonna walk the feet up to meet the hands, find a forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, grip your palms to opposite elbows, tuck the chin, relax the head, and then you can just rock from side to side. And then just rock into center, release your arms, and then slowly roll all the way up to stand. Head is balancing on top of the shoulders. In your standing position, we're just gonna do a little bit of free movement, okay? So rock from side to side. Arms are like flip-flopping back and forth. I teach grade 1 and I see my kids doing this like all the time. Well, I don't anymore now that it's virtual, but you know what I mean? They just move in like whatever way their body calls. So allow yourself to do that for another 3, another 2, and then another 1. And then just come into center, drop into stillness. Imagine that your torso, it's like this cup of water filled with sand, and it's been stirred and stirred and stirred and stirred. And then as you land in stillness, that sand begins to settle and the water clears. Sand settles, water clears. Then take an inhale, lift both palms up towards the sky, upward mountain. And then exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale your way back down, plant the palms, step your feet back. We're gonna come all the way into a plank, and you can land your knees if you want or keep them lifted. Feel your navel engaged, strong, push the ground away, spread through the fingers. Let's stay here for 3 and 2. And then on 1, you're gonna slowly lower all the way down. And then as you inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale your way back down. And then shift through a table all the way back up to your down dog. And let's stay here for a breath in. And then a breath out. And then bend through the knees, gaze forward. And then just step the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's bend through the knees, sit the hips back, finding ourselves into an Utkatasana, a chair. Stay for 1 more breath, inhale. And then just exhale, come straight forward into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale your way back down, keep your right foot, and then just step your left foot back. And we're gonna rock into the hip. Okay, 3 and 2. And then 1, land onto your left knee, find yourself in your low lunge, your Vinyasa. If you need to protect your knee with a cushion or a blanket, go ahead. And then let's inhale the palms up towards the sky, finding your low lunge, your Vinyasa. Fingertips are reaching up towards the sky, shoulders are softening down. Hold this pose for 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna come forward, keep your left palm on the mat, and inhale your right palm up towards the sky. Take a spinal twist. Exhale your right palm back down, and let's walk our hands back as we get into a hamstring stretch. So on a breath in, lead with your chest, and then as you exhale, hinge forward. 2 more. And then 1 more. Lock your palms all the way forward. Bend, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. We're gonna step the right foot back, find your plank, and then land your knees onto the mat. And we'll take that mini little vinyasa, lowering. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, lower. And then shift back to down dog. All right, let's step forward with the left foot now. So right foot stays back, left foot steps forward. If you need to use your hand to get it there, go ahead. And then do a couple of rocks forward and back. before landing onto the right knee. And then inhale your palms up, low lunge on this side. Settle your gaze. Take stillness. Give it one more inhale. And then exhale your palms forward. Leave your right palm as you take your left palm up towards the sky. 3, 2, and then 1. Take the left palm back. And then walk your palms back and lengthen over the left leg. 3 breaths, inhale. And then exhale. 2 more. And then 1 more. And then walk your palms back, and we're gonna tuck the right toes and lift the right knee, and then step the right foot all the way forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, sit back, find your chair, arms reaching up overhead. Let's just stay here for 3, for 2, and then 1, lift all the way up to stand, and take your palms into your heart center, connect your thumbs to your heartbeat. And then we're gonna take 1 more flow. So inhale your palms all the way up towards the sky, and then exhale, forward fold. Take your inhale to halfway lift, and then exhale your way back down. This time your left foot's gonna stay forward and your right's gonna step back and get it into a nice little rock, forward and back. And then land the right knee. Inhale your palms up overhead. So this time I'm gonna give you the option of doing those eagle arms. I think we did this last time. I'm gonna show you just in case. So your right arms are gonna, not your right arms, your both arms are gonna open, and you're gonna weave, crossing the upper arms and grip opposite shoulders. So now either staying here or weaving your upper arms together. And then just stay for 3, and for 2, and then for 1, and then inhale your palms all the way up towards the sky, and then exhale it forward. Okay, right palm stays on the inside of the left foot, left palm reaches up towards the sky, and maybe you're here. Maybe you take the left palm back on the sacrum, and maybe you kick the heel into that quad stretch. If you're a regular, you know what I'm talking about, and if you're not, then don't do it. And then let's send the right foot back, and then just come all the way forward, and you're gonna get into a hamstring stretch, walking the palms back and lengthening through the left leg. 3, 2, and then 1. And then walk your palms forward, step your left knee back so that both knees are on the mat, and then slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. And then shift back to your down dog. All right, let's take the opposite side. So your right foot takes a big step forward. You can use your hand to get it there. Do your little rocks forward and back, getting into your hip. And then land onto your left knee and inhale your palms up overhead. If you want to take the eagle arms, we're going to take it on the opposite side, weaving them together to get your shoulders unstuck. 3, 2, and then on 1, breathe in, lift everything up, and then exhale back down, leave your left palm, take your right palm up towards the sky, and then maybe you twist into the quad stretch on this side. Stay for 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. And then release the palm back down, and we're gonna get into that hamstring stretch, walking the palms back, lengthening over the leg. Holding for 3, and 2, and then 1, come all the way back. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step your left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sit the hips back, find your strong chair, and let's just stay here for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, you're gonna release forward. Okay, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're gonna take 1 more vinyasa flow. So palms land, step your feet back, land the knees onto the mat, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. And then shift through a tabletop, and let's just stay in our tabletop for a couple breaths. We're gonna do a little bit of core work. So you're gonna lift your right leg, and maybe you just lift the one leg, that's okay. Maybe you lift the opposite arm, so left arm. And I want you to have a one long line from your crown of your head all the way to your heel, and then take a breath in. And then as you exhale, elbow to knee. Breathe in, lengthen. And then exhale, connect. 2 more, breath in. And then breath out. And then 1 more inhale. And then 1 more exhale, hold that connection. And then just stretch it all out again. And land your left palm and land your right knee. And then take a breath in. And then take an exhale. And then let's swap to the opposite way. Okay, so left leg extends. Lift your opposite arm. Navel draws in. Holding here for a breath in. And then exhale to curl. 3 more, breath in. And then breath out. 2. And then 1 more inhale. And then exhale, hold it in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Land the palm and land the knee. And take your flows. Breath in, cow. Breath out, cat. 1 more breath in. And then breath out. And then come all the way back into neutral. Tuck the toes, lift up and back, find your down dog. And we're gonna bend through the knees and just step the feet up to meet the hands. Take an inhale, take an exhale, 1 more chair, I promise, last one for a bit. Sit the hips back, tuck your tailbone, check that your knees aren't scooting in front of the toes. 3, 2, and then 1, lift all the way up. And then take your palms into heart center and connect your thumbs to your heartbeat. Revisit whatever your intention was for this practice. And we're gonna take the palms onto the hips. Step your foot long so that you're coming to the wide leg of your mat. And then you're just gonna turn your left toes in towards the front of the mat and bend through the left knee and wiggle your right foot back a little bit until you find yourself into this Vira 2, Warrior 2. So generally you want your heel in line with the inner arch of your right foot. So it's like one long line. Your hips are pointing towards the side. The knee is stacking above the ankle. And then your arms are reaching out in front of you. So left is reaching in front, right is reaching back. And then make one straight line from fingertips to fingertips. And let's just hold here in stillness, trying to find the middle. Settling through the shoulders. Taking deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. And then as you inhale, reverse your warrior. And then as you exhale, come all the way back to Warrior 2. Let's take this 3 more times, inhaling. And then exhaling. 2 more. And then 1 more breath in. Come all the way back up. You're gonna lengthen through your left leg. Walk your foot in a tiny bit. Hinge forward. And then take your left arm alongside your left leg and your right arm reaches up. So this is your triangle. You can gaze up towards the thumb. And then I'm gonna give you an option. You can either stay in your triangle, or if you wanna play with your balance, you're gonna shift weight onto your left foot and then bring your right leg up. Balancing here for 3 and 2. And then 1, bend through the left knee, step all the way back. And then we're just gonna take this the opposite way. So you're gonna turn your left toes, turn your right toes. You're facing the back of your mat now, bend through your right knee. And then lengthen your right arm and your left arm back. I'll get my phone to check what time it is. I have no idea. Okay, got it. So take your inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, come back up to your warrior two. 3 more like this, breath in. And then breath out. 2. And then 1 more. Come all the way back up, lengthen through your right leg. Walk your left foot in a tiny bit. And then you're gonna hinge at the hips and run your right arm alongside your right leg. Extend your left arm up towards the sky. This is your triangle. Gaze towards your left thumb. And then if you want to shift weight onto your right foot and your right hand and lift up into that balance, the half moon, go ahead. Knowing that it's okay if you fall. No biggie. It can also be really nice to do this pose up against a wall if you like. Stay for 1 more breath. And then just bend through the right knee, come all the way back. All right, we're gonna take our heels in, toes out, and then sit into your goddess squat. Yay. So I know a couple weeks ago, there were some complaints after that I held you in goddess for a long time. So I promise I'm not gonna hold you as long tonight, okay? Let's take a breath in, stay in neutral, hands on the thighs. And then we're just gonna curl the shoulder in and then come all the way up and then curl the opposite shoulder. Okay, keep going like this. Two more on each side. Back through center, and then curl. 1 more. And then back through center, and then curl. Let's come all the way back and then just take your palms into your heart center, holding here, feeling a bit of a fire burning, but know that this too shall pass. 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale, and then lengthen all the way up. Turn your toes in, and then we're just gonna take a breath in with our arms wide, and then exhale, come forward into a forward fold. Now you choose, you could just hang out here, or you could move through some twists. Right fingertips land, left reaches up towards the sky, and then go the opposite way. Left palm lands, and then right palm reaches. 1 more of each, land, and then twist. And then last one, land it, and then twist. Come all the way back. Take your palms onto your hips, and then just come all the way back up to stand. All right, let's wiggle our feet in. So what we did there was a series of open hip yoga poses, and now we're gonna do some closed hip poses. So your right foot is gonna be forward, and your left foot is gonna step back. And this is your warrior 1 legs. So you'll notice the hips are pointed towards the front of your mat now, and your left foot is like on a 45-degree angle. Your right foot is directing forward, and the hips should be somewhat squared. It's okay if they're not, but that's just the general idea. Okay, and then you're gonna knit your rib cage in, zip in your body so that your spine is lengthened straight up. And for this pose, we reach the arms up overhead. I had this memory today about being a beginner and like how hard it was to hold your arms up for so long. Now I'm just used to it. But if it feels like a lot, feel free to just put your arms down. Okay, that's fine. Yoga is supposed to release tension from the body, not add to it. Hold here for 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. And then we're gonna come into warrior 3. And you choose where your hands are. They can be on your hips, they can be in heart center, whatever. They can be holding onto your chair. And you're gonna tilt your body forward. Left hip is going to be level with the right. And then you're rooted through the right foot. Find this extension for 3, for 2. And then on 1, you're gonna tilt all the way up, take your left knee with you. We're gonna do my dad's favorite pose. Cross your left ankle, or sorry, your left thigh on top of your right. Sit a little lower, open your arms, and let's take left underneath the right. This is eagle. So my dad posted on one of my Facebook photos that this pose is really hard and he looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And when you tell me that you dislike a pose, it means we're gonna do it. Because we have to do the things that challenge us, right? Or we're not gonna grow. Let's take one more breath in the eagle. And then just unwind everything. Feel what it feels like to release that bind. And then come all the way back. I'm just gonna tilt my camera up a little bit. I realize my head is cropped off. That should be better. Okay, let's take one more balancing pose on this side. So your right foot is your root. Your left foot is gonna lift. You're gonna take your left foot either to the ankle, to the shin, or to the thigh and find yourself in a tree. So in this pose, your hip's gonna be naturally wanting to jut out, and I want you to see if you can zip that in, and then lengthen everything straight up. And then you choose what to do with your hands. They can be at your heart center. They can be lifting up. You choose. And then just find your balance, and let's take 5 breaths. And again, you can hold a chair. And then just take your palms into your heart center. Hands onto the hips now. And release the left foot. Let's just take a half sun salutation between sides. So inhale your palms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to lower. And then inhale, sweep the palms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale your palms into heart center. Okay, opposite side. So your left foot is gonna stay at the front of the mat. Your right foot is gonna step all the way back. 45-degree angle with the foot. Left toes pointing forward. This is warrior 1. And you choose what to do with your arms. They can be on your hips. They can be reaching up overhead. Settle your gaze. Find a drishti point and just drop into stillness. And then take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then find a place for your hands, hips or heart, or out to the side, holding onto a chair. Tilt your weight forward and create that uppercase T with the body. Extension, crown of head to heel, length along your spine, rooting through your foot. Take 3 deep breaths. And then tilt all the way up to stand. Eagle on this side. So cross your thigh, sit all the way back. You can weave your arms together, finding your balance. So it should be right arm underneath left this time. And know that it's okay if you feel wobbly. Know it's okay if you fall. Falling out of a pose means you're human, and getting back into it means you're a student of yoga. And then take one more breath. You got it. Let's unwind. Feel what it feels like to release that bind. And then take your palms into your heart center and settle your gaze. Thumbs connect to your heartbeat. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. And then we'll drop into tree on the opposite side. So your left foot stays. Lift onto your right toes. Open the right knee. And then decide what to do with your foot. Shin or calf or thigh, and then either take your palms together or lift them up. Settle your gaze. 3, 2, and then 1. Let's release the foot. And then just take your palms into heart center and give yourself a moment to feel this juxtaposition of being unbalancing poses and then being grounded. And then I'm going to give you an option now. I've introduced you to 4 balance poses. We've done half moon, we've done warrior 3, we've done tree, and then we have done eagle, okay? So I'm going to give you a moment to pick your favorite balancing pose or pick one that you want to do again. If you're not a beginner and you have a different favorite pose, feel free. I'm just going to simply take tree because I feel like I don't do it enough in my practice. So I'm going to take my right foot to the inside ankle or shin. And you're welcome to join me or just do whichever one you want. And I have to tell you, when I was beginner at yoga and my teachers would invite me to do this, to choose my favorite thing or do whatever felt good, I would get super anxious. I would get very worried that I was doing the wrong thing, that everyone would look at me as if I was doing the wrong thing. And what I've really learned over time is that there's no such thing as the wrong thing, right? There's no right or wrong. It's just what feels good and what doesn't feel good. So do what feels good. One more inhale. And then just exhale, land your foot. And then we'll take the opposite way. So your right foot stays rooted. Land your left foot somewhere on the inside of the right leg. And then find your balance. Taking deep breaths. Choosing whatever balance pose. I realize I cue you into tree, but you don't have to be in tree. You can be in anything. And stay there for one more inhale. One more exhale. And then let's release the foot. Okay, inhale, lift palms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Take an inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale your way back down. We're gonna plant the palms, step the feet back. Follow through with a vinyasa. Coming all the way back through a table. And then just sit your hips back on the heels and rest your forehead. Take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, come up onto your knees. So I'm going to introduce you to a new pose today. We haven't tried this yet in our classes. So I'm going to show you first, and if it does not feel right for your back, feel free to not do it, okay? But this is a back bend. It's called camel or ustrasana. And how you're going to take it, you're going to lift all the way up and then take your palms onto your hips. Actually, I learned recently that you're actually supposed to flip your palms so that the fingers are going up and it supports your low back. I heard this metaphor, put your hands into like your jean pockets. And so I've been doing that for years. And then one of my teachers taught me this new way, which actually felt more supportive. So what you're going to do is use your hands to push your hips back, and you might just stay up here, okay? And you might be able to reach your fingertips down to your ankles. The one thing I want you to do is keep your chin tucked. This is a bandha called Jalandhara bandha, okay? And you see often people in yoga throwing their head back. I don't think it's safe because our head is very heavy and our cervical spine is not really meant to have our head flung back like that all the time, yeah? So I was taught by one of my teachers to keep this lock of your chin to your chest, and that's gonna support your skull, support your neck. Stay for one more breath in where you are, and then make sure you support your back to come out of it. And then just untuck the toes and sit the hips back on the heels. How did that feel? I know for me, for a long time, it cued a lot of like anxiety in me because I was like leaning back. And so whatever you're feeling, just know that it's okay. Nothing wrong with it. And then let's just shift our feet to the side. Land onto the bottom. We're gonna come into Navasana pose. So your feet can be on the mat, hands alongside your body. And then you can just stay here. You're leaning back so you're balancing on the sits bones. And maybe you're able to lift your legs up and run them parallel with the earth. And then the next level, your legs are extending up towards the sky. So any of those three, I want you to stay here with your navel engaged and keep deep breathing. And then take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then lower all the way back. Stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then 1. You made it. Lower all the way back down. Take a breath in on your spine. Take a breath out. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your foot. And either stay here or lift the foot up and interlace the palms on the back of the left thigh or on top of the left shin. Let's take one more breath in this deep stretch. And then we're going to release the left foot, release the right foot, and then cross the opposite way. Left palm presses into the thigh. Maybe you're here. Maybe you deepen your stretch a little bit. Interlacing the palms on the shin or on the thigh. Try to keep it at a level that feels good for you. If you have to be curling up off the mat to grab your shin, then I would recommend that you just skip it and just stay here, right? With patience and time, you will get there, okay? Take one more inhale, and then one more exhale, and then land your right foot, land your left foot, draw your knees into your chest. You're gonna open your arms into cactus arms, and I'm gonna teach you a bit of a deeper twist today, okay? So you're gonna cross your left thigh on top of your right. It's just like the eagle pose. It's like the eagle we did standing up, but now we're on our backs. Place your toes on the mat, shift your hips to the left, and then drop both knees over to the right. If this right away does not suit your spine, then just unwind and take the normal spinal twist that we do, which just is your knees stacked. And you can also place a cushion underneath your knees and then just gaze in the opposite direction. And then come all the way back through center. And then we're gonna switch the opposite way. So right thigh crosses on top of the left, shimmy your hips to the side, and then drop both knees in the opposite direction. Coming into your twist and staying there for 3, and for 2, and then for 1. Lift all the way back up through center. We are gonna finish off with my favorite, legs up the wall. I think I did this with you guys last week. I'm gonna cushion myself. Your first option, my cat is waking up. So your first option, if you do not have a wall nearby, you're just gonna lay on your mat and you're just gonna lift your legs up, lift your arms up. This is called waterfall, okay? You can be here. Another option, if you have a couch but you don't have a wall, you can just put your feet up on the side of the couch or the chair and then roll back down, okay? And if you have the wall beside you, then shimmy your body up towards the wall, lay down, and then lift your heels up. And then choose what to do with your hands. They can be on your navel, they can be open. I love this pose because when I feel kind of stressed out or there's just a lot going on or I'm tired, this can be like one of the most soothing postures that there is. I don't know if you're experiencing it in the same way that I am. Let's just stay here for 3 more deep breaths. And then you can choose what you want to do right now. You could stay with legs up the wall. You could lie on your mat. Or you can come and join me in a seated meditation. I'm going to take a seated meditation up by you guys. I see someone's in the waiting room trying to join right at the end. They left. Okay. So I'm going to lead you guys through a breathing meditation tonight. And I think I might have led you through something similar last week. Basically, in our everyday life, we are often thinking in the forefront and our breath is in the background. And so we're trying to reverse that by focusing on our breathing here and then kind of just letting our thoughts be almost like clouds passing through the sky if we can. So take a full inhale and then take a full exhale. And then for your next breath in, I want you to guide your breath all the way down towards your pelvis. So all the way to the base of your torso. And then exhale to release. And let's do that one more time. Let's take a big, deep, full breath all the way down to your pelvis. And then exhale to release. We're going to target the next area of the body. So take a deep, full breath into your belly. And then exhale to release. And then one more breath into your belly. And then exhale to release. Now this time when you breathe in, can you send your breath into your intercostal muscles, into your ribs? And then exhale to release. And then take one more breath into the ribs. And then exhale to release. Let's now send the breath expanding into the chest. And exhale to release. And then one more inhale to the chest. And exhale to release. Last bit, collarbones, inhale. And then exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale. Now let's put this all together. Breath to the pelvis, the belly, the ribs, the collarbone, the chest. Taking full deep breaths. So on my first yoga teacher training, my second yoga teacher training, my teacher referred to this as Agni Raj breathing. Full yogic breath. And we actually did a very interesting activity. We placed our hands on other people's backs. And you could literally feel parts of the body that they weren't breathing into. You could literally feel the different areas to direct them to breathe. So obviously we're not touching each other right now, so maybe you can just imagine or feel it yourself. Take a few more full, complete, and deep breaths. And if you want to just let your breath return to neutral, go ahead. Letting yourself enjoy the benefits of this practice and knowing that I'll bring you back when the time is up. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You are only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. You were only waiting moment to arrive. Just give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Run a nice long stretch through the spine from fingers all the way through toes. If you're in seated, just stay. And if you're in any other pose, feel free to join us up in seated. And we are going to connect our palms into our heart center. We're going to lengthen up through the spine, soften through our shoulders. And then if you want to join me in our Om sound, we will inhale and exhale and then inhale through to make an Om. Okay, so take a breath in and then a breath out. A breath in, I'm tired. Thank you so much for sharing the space and the practice this morning or evening or afternoon, whenever it is for you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and evening ahead. Om Shanti 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 Peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.